head and neck system or support, and it basically protects the driver from whiplash if they get a front-end collision. So it's not a cheap piece of equipment. It can run anywhere from $400 to $1,000 depending what model you buy, if you're buying a hybrid or a genuine Hans product. But a lot of drivers here do not use them, and it's a simple piece of equipment, but the cost, I think, is what does scare people off, right?
Absolutely, and I, as probably a lot of drivers do, they fill out their wish list at Speedway Motors or whatever their online race form is, and the head and neck restraint system was one of the first things I put on my wish list, which surprised me that my parents didn't get for me. So maybe that's saying something.
Jerome Guillot said that he was at the Wissota 100, and his dad was noticing how fast the cars were going around, and he says, "You're my kid. I don't care. You're getting one right now." And he made him buy one right there on the spot. So
yeah, and you know what? The whole Guillot family, just like the Tunis's, that's another beauty of a family to be around. Just like the Delanes and the Emerys and the Russos they're all champs. The Karolaks, that's you know what? There's probably not a family name in that pits that aren't a beauty to be around.
Well, we better talk about the cars because they're about to get going here in just a second. Eric Guillot and Jerome Guillot will be our top two cars right up the front. Driving the number 40 in row 2, it's Henry Peters, followed by him on this outside. It's the 1R Rick Delane. In row 3, it's the 20X Darren Boyce and the 57 Kevin Sexton. Row 4, Scott Greer and Danny Staff, followed by Lee McRae and Ward Emery. Randy Beliuk and Ryan Karolak will round out row 6, and Steve Norden and Adam Magus are on row 7. And up front, Jerome Guillot driving the 48 car. He did well in the truck class. His brother also did well in the truck class. They are now in modifieds and have a little problem because one Guillot's been passed by the 20X. He had some speed issues in terms of he wanted more of it in his heat race. In the 20X, he's found some more of it in this feature race. Look at him go. He's up front already. That's Darren Boyce. Started in 5th spot. He's already in 1st.
Yeah, as the racetrack gets more slippery, that GRT that the Boyce is on they like that slippery stuff. It's great for point and shoot type racing.
And Guillot, having problems on the backstretch. So is his brother. They're following each other back there.
Jerome's got a nasty push coming in, and he just can't. He's doing everything he can to try and get the car to rotate, and it's just not rotating with any kind of momentum.
Last week's champ, Scott Greer, currently in 2nd spot. Rick Delane, 25's having problems. He hits the tire up front. And we've got a yellow flag, ladies and gentlemen.
While Eric brought out this caution here, I'm going to take a moment here to send a shout out to Ian Russo. His dad wanted him to know that Pops was cheering for him and watching the races here for you, and wanted to say hi while you're sitting at home in bed watching the broadcast. Ian, take care, bud, and get well soon.
Ian Russo driving the A1 Environmental yellow car. Probably won't be back at the track this year. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Hope he's doing well and on a road to recovery.
Having said that, you better get on your toes there, Ian, because Pops told me that A1's going to be at the Delane Memorial, whether you're in it or not. So
maybe we'll put you in it this year.
No, I don't think Ernie's. I don't think Ernie's ready to give up the keys to somebody whose name isn't Russo. But
well, you'll have to give it a name if you get into it. I heard Ginger's taken.
Yeah, Ginger's taken and Nina's taken. We'd have to come up with something different.
All right, we're getting ready to go back to modified racing here. They're still under a yellow caution, but racing will continue. Of course, the 25 car spinning out on turn number 2. That's Eric Guillot. He started in the pole position in this race, but looks like he's going to be moving further and further back in this race. Scott Greer currently sitting in the 2nd spot right behind him. Oh boy, this guy's a veteran at this racetrack. Told me 20, I do believe it's 22 years of racing modifieds here. Almost all 25 years since the modifieds came to Red River Co-op Speedway. That's the 1R of Rick Delane. He is currently sitting in the 3rd spot in this race. And last year, what a great race at the end of the season between Rick Delane and Ward Emery. Last race of the season to decide the points champion here at Red River Co-op Speedway. Delane held it going in. Ward Emery goes on and beats him in the last race just to slip by him. So these guys, I wouldn't say it's bad blood, but it's some great competitive racing, if anything.
No, you know what? They both love it. At the end of the night, you'll see their pits usually collide at some point with their crews, and it's always with smiles, never with anything else.
Well, that's what you want to hear here at the racetrack. Darian Boyce still your leader, but look at Greer trying to get to the inside.
Gio, Staff, and McRae were 3 wide there, and Gio's going to use up.
Oh, boy.
Like everybody.
Danny Staff gets hit hard. He manages to keep it straight, though. And we got a car right off the track, so I'm going to guess we're going to get another yellow flag here unless he's just going to stay off.
Probably should for Henry Peters. He was in abort mode.
Yeah.
He hit the ejection button there to save his race car, and once again Jerome just victim of that nasty push and used up Danny Staff, and I can't remember who else he hit. It happened so fast.
It does go quick. The 20X Darian Boyce, former champion here at Red River Co-op Speedway in the modified division. Not a great year last year for him here. Trying to rectify that here this year. Darian Boyce, last week, not so well. This week, looking pretty good. He looks like he's got a lot of speed out there. And let's take a look at this here, what happened on the back stretch. And it's the 57. Looks like
he gets into Kevin Sexton first. Yep. Then it pushes again nasty and gets into Staff
and
hard.
Look at the air underneath Staff's tires. He went a little airborne.
It's a good thing Staff usually kind of 3-wheels that thing, because if he had any kind of weight on that left front, it would have been junk.
He used up his air miles and got a little bit of lift on that one, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think Jerome Gio is going to be spending some time hammering out some metal this week.
Yeah, he's probably parked at the trailer right now. Probably not trying to fix it if I know Jerome at all. This is take a step back and take a breath before we use everything up.
Now take a look at this. The Gio boys started first and second on the pole. One is at the back of the track, the other one's off the track.
Yeah.
So this race is going to have a very different look in a few minutes.
It sure will. And that's not the norm for the Gios. Jerome had such a great run last year with his new car, and this year has been less than stellar a start for him. He's kind of been fighting it right from the start.
Jerome Gio, of course, in the pits, and we're back to racing here at Red River Co-op Speedway. We've got a green flag, 12 laps to go in this modified feature.
Oh, Emery gets into McRae.
Boyce getting lapped by Greer. Is it going to happen?
I think you might want to settle down on your call there.
I should say lap.
Got passed.
Pass. All right, thanks, Ginger, as we go back to the racing action. You're not going to live that down for the rest of the night, just telling you.
That's all right. I've been called far worse things.
Scott Greer currently in the lead. We've got 10 to go. Darian Boyce hot on his heels, and these modifieds are whipping around the track. Rick Delane in third, Kevin Sexton fourth, Leah McRae in fifth, Danny Staff in seventh, Ward Emery trying to make his way up. He's getting around Staff. Ward Emery. Oh, he's having problems holding on. He's going high and wide.
Yeah, that's not Emery's comfort zone up there on the cushion, but that victory circle, it tends to like that momentum sort of deal, and it's not necessarily Ward's biggest comfort zone.
Danny Staff currently sitting right now in the 6th spot. He gets passed by Ward Emery. Ward Emery in front of him is the number 9 car. That's Les McRae. Lee McRae. And in front of McRae, we've got Kevin Sexton. Rick Delane in third. In second, Darian Boyce. And way out in front, it's Scott Greer, last week's winner, trying to do it again. Sean Tunis, repeat winner. Will Scott Greer do the same thing? Ward Emery's worked his way up to 5th.
3 wide coming out of 2. Norton, Peters, and Karalik were all going.
Scott Greer still in 1st. Darian Boyce getting further and further back, and Rick Delane's even further back than Darian Boyce. 1, 2, and 3. And look at Ward Emery.
Emery just picked up 2 spots while I was watching Henry Peters leaving the left front at home, 3-wheeling around.
That's the 10W. Ward Emery trying to make up ground. He's got a long way to go. Lee McRae, he's falling further back. He's battling it out with Danny Staff right now. Staff, McRae, fighting for 6th. Ward Emery in 4th. 3rd spot goes to Rick Delane. 2nd goes to Darian Boyce in the 1st spot. Once again, last week's winner, trying to do it again. It's Scott Greer in the 5G. Greer heading around turn 1. Hot on his heels. Look, Darian Boyce catching up. Darian Boyce making a move on the backstretch.
The GRT just has so much drive off the corner.
We are showing 1 lap to go in this modified feature race. Scott Greer, your current leader, hot on his heels. It's the 20X. The 20X. Darian Boyce. He's got half a lap to make a move. Boyce, Greer, who's it gonna be? Who's it? Oh!
The GRT by a nose.
It is the 20X Darian Boyce. 1/2 of a lap to make his move, and he does it. Comes out of it with a win.
I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but you watch how Darian was driving his car and how Scott Greer was driving their cars, and it was like night and day. Rick Delane and Scott Greer both way faster, fastest laps. Well, not way faster, both faster by a 1/10. And driving way smoother than Darian Boyce, who just squeaked by at the end with the point and shoot that you've got out of the GRT race car.
Darian Boyce, what a big win for him tonight. 5G Scott Greer. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Could have been back-to-back wins.
If you're Scott Greer, that's a heartbreaker. If you're Darian and Howie Boyce, you're pretty happy to put the Boyce Mobile Wash in the victory lane.
Well, if you're Darian Boyce, I'm sure you're going to tell everybody it was not that close. It was much further apart from that. But
no, you know what? I'll agree with Howie. Howie would tell you he won by 70 feet, and Darian be the first one to tell you that, man, he just inched it out and he had all kinds of fun.
What an amazing win for Darian Boyce. We've seen some great racing here tonight in all the classes so far, so this is the way you want to see it. And it's been up front, not so much in the back stages, but a guy like Ward Embry, of course, Ward Embry started this race in 10th spot, finishes up in 4th. That's a great race for a guy like Ward to be that far back.
Not if you ask Ward.
Ward would have preferred in the top 2 probably.
But I mean, any of those top 5 guys, not if you ask them. They're not. None of those guys are happy with even second a lot of nights, right? They'll take what they got from it and try and learn something if they think they could, and if not, then they're just flat out disappointed with the outcome.
Darian Boyce makes his way to the front of the track, getting ready for his interview. We'll be moving over to the late models next, as they will race here tonight. There will be 11 cars in that feature race.
Man, that's a tough one. To lose the lead, come back and take it back, that's working for your money. Darren, take it away.
Thanks very much, Pat Mooney. Darian Boyce, the 20X, sponsored by Mobile One, Shadow Enterprises, Declan Design, Packing Away Mobile Storage. Congratulations, Darian. You want to talk about a heck of a race, man? You dropped the second there for a little bit, but you never quit, and that's the key.
Yeah, I kept her going, and I thought he was gone, but I mean, there were some spots he was faster, some spots I was, and just kept at her. And It was awesome, man. Awesome.
All right, anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mobile One. I'd like to thank Veert Landscaping, Packing Away, Highway Number 1, Self Storage, Trish Rentals, CB Investments. Thank you very much, guys, for you guys coming out here and supporting us. Right on.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Great drive tonight, no doubt about it. Darian Boyce in the 20X in the A Modified Division.
All right, thank you, Darren. Darian Boyce, your winner for tonight. Scott Greer, Darian Boyce, neck and neck.